Hi, guys. I'd like to talk to you about my experience as being a targeted individual. Um, I don't know if I was a target individual in my childhood years. However, my childhood was horrible because of racial issues. I had problems every day at school from kindergarten to high school. But I know I was a targeted individual now. I now know back in 2012 for 16 years actually. I worked 25 years for Schnucks Markets in St. Louis, Missouri. And 16 of those years I worked at the Richmond Heights store, Richmond Heights, Missouri. And I was very, very mentally abused. I worked with an all-male crew, and they were all chauvinists and alcoholics. Long story short, they pushed me over the edge mentally, and I had a nervous breakdown. I had to go out on medical leave, short term. I ended up getting disability. I am not able to work anymore. And it's sad. I'm 52 years old, and I'm fucked up. But so I still didn't know I was a target back then. And I lived life as usual, normal as possible. And I had a significant other at the time named Nick. And he was very paranoid about somebody coming into our apartment, our two-family flat rather, getting us. And so we never would leave out the front door or enter through the front door. He didn't want anyone to know that we were leaving or coming. He used to keep a stick up underneath the doorknob with the chain on the front door all the time. All of the blinds had to be closed all the time. He had a lot of different rituals I didn't understand until now. He was in a lot of pain. He was writing, when he passed away in September of 2016, unfortunately, and God rest his soul. Uh, but I found some papers of his. He was writing a lot about probiotics and leaky gut and just a lot of different stuff like that. And I think it had to do with him being a targeted individual. For me, I stayed in the two-family flat where we live. I've been living here for now going on 28 years, and I'm in the process of moving. Ever since my significant other passed away, my landlord has been bullying me very badly. He was afraid of Nick, and now that Nick is gone, he thinks he can treat me any kind of way. So he told me he wasn't going to renew my lease and gave me some, you know, excuse that he's going to sell the property and he needs to renovate my apartment, blah, blah, blah. So I'm to vacate the premises by March 31st of 2018, which isn't much time. At first, he only was going to give me 45 days, and I told him that wasn't enough time, and we agreed on March 31st. Um, I don't have too much time, so what I want to say is I'm targeted on a daily basis. My life sucks. It's horrible. It's just horrific. And my vehicle is vandalized every day. I have a garage, and someone has entry to the garage. And my poor truck, it's a 2006 Chevy Tahoe. I just had a $4,000 engine put into it. They're trying to ruin the engine. My transmission is slipping now. The brakes that I just had brand new brakes put on, they're not working right now. I just had my mirrors fixed. They're not working now. The motor's not working. Uh, they took some kind of greasy film and spread it all inside of my windows and super glue so that I can barely see to drive. I can't get the film off. Someone said to try and use ammonia and newspaper, but I gotta have it well ventilated to do that. Somebody, I'm not for certain if it's super glued shut or not, but my back hatch and trunk of my truck will not open. I mean, 10,000 men couldn't open it. It's just, I don't know what the hell they did. And I could go on and on. I mean, they're dismantling the truck. They're doing all kinds of stuff to my truck. So I've been trying to park in the front so I can keep a little eye on it. But they're still doing things even though it's out in front. I have several um, perps that are bothering me. A lot of them are my neighbors. And, there was also a time, I have to say, I didn't realize that I was a targeted individual, but I went through a time where I would see nothing but people in neon green shirts, and they would always look at me. And I was like, what's up with these shirts, man? You know, and backpacks. Everybody had a backpack. And I was like, what the hell? I don't have a backpack, but everybody I looked at had one. So that was something. But I don't know if my family members are involved in this or not. I hope they aren't. Uh, but a lot of people are treating me strange. My next door neighbor, Justin, I gave him a $250 lawnmower once after Nick passed. He no longer speaks to me, and he also hangs a Confederate flag from his bedroom window. I'm multiracial. Nick was white. I'm Italian, black, Blackfoot Indian, and Irish. Um, Also, whoever's doing this to me has keys to my house, or apartment rather, and they have written all kinds of derogatory remarks all over my kitchen walls, and they didn't write them. My ceiling fan created a little light dust on the walls. I know it's bad, but I didn't clean it, and they used either a glove or they had a big finger. And one of the sayings says something about killing niggers. There's one that says, fuck you. There's another one where when the light is on in the kitchen and the night light is on in the bathroom, on the wall, it's in lighted letters from the light. And I can't make out if it's saying when Christ is going to die or that when the date when I'm going to die. I can't make out what it's saying. And I thought about calling the police to have them look at all of this. But the last time I called the police, they took me away to a mental institution against my will. They violated my civil rights. And I don't want that to happen again. I was threatened by my so-called boyfriend's, one of his sons, Jared Ulrich. He has a 380 pistol with a very long clip on it. I know it's illegal. And I found a laser beam. I didn't know that's what it was, but it was sitting on my computer desk. And he said, oh yeah, that goes to a 9mm gun or some kind of gun. And he showed me how it works. Well, since I now know I'm a targeted individual, every night, the people next door are across the street from me rather. They have a white surveillance van